To tell us more about the case are Jelani's mother, Carmen Bolden Day, and John Furman, the public information officer with the Bloomington Police Department.
Mike and Natalie, lots of places that people can hide into. Just a few moments ago, we saw a couple officials up on the roof of Macy's, kind of looking around, I'm sure either looking for evidence, looking for perhaps the suspect themselves. And here in the parking lot, we're taking a closer look at some of the responding emergency vehicles. Not all of them are just from the surrounding Mayfair area. I mean, just a few moments ago, we saw a Franklin responding vehicle drive through. So it just gives you an idea of how big this event is and how it seems like it's all hands on deck.
His daughter, Oksana, joins us now to tell us more and who could potentially be a match for her father. Welcome.
All right, Christine, follow me. We're going to jump on the squash court here.
Nothing to be scared of here.
It just goes to show you how this has definitely turned into not only the community support, but more family support, like you saw here, where families are coming out for such a historic event.
Meet 60-year-old Ihor Taratula. The Ukrainian father, husband, and grandfather is in desperate need of a kidney transplant. His family brought him to the U.S. just hours before Russia began missile strikes on Ukraine. The remainder of his immediate family remains in Ukraine, shifting the search for a living donor to here in the Chicago community. In the meantime, Ihor has begun dialysis treatment while he waits for a potential match. His daughter, Oksana, joins us now to tell us more and who could potentially be a match for her father. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak on his behalf.
No, absolutely. So we just saw quick little clips of your father. You know, he seems like such a happy, full of life and caring grandfather. Tell us about your father and what it's been like during this journey, which I imagine has to be so heartbreaking.
Yeah, so my father has always been very energetic person and very loving, caring person. He's amazing man. He's amazing father, and especially grandfather for my children. So we adore him so much. He was diagnosed 2 years ago in Ukraine. It was approximately 2.5 years. So the kidney at this stage were working only 15%, and his creatinine was very high. I tried to do everything there, but it seemed not that effective. And but he was postponing, telling, "Okay, I'm feeling great, so nothing's happening with me." And I convinced him to come here. So we got his ticket on Wednesday. So there was 1 hour after he got in the house, the bomb started attacking Ukraine. But I'm so privileged he is here, and I'm asking U.S. Citizens, U.S. people to help me with that.
Yeah, and so right now, how is your dad doing? What's his condition
So
like?
he's pre-dialysis right now, and so I'm trying to keep him on the best diet I can, giving him like chlorophyll, giving him oils we make, so his creatinine is not going higher. He is not progressing right now, even though it was in Ukraine a lot. So doctor nephrologist keeps telling me, okay, you still have 6 weeks to find a living donor, so to get a chance to skip dialysis procedures, and because the waiting list for deceased transplant is way too long right now. So it's like from 3 to 5 years, they say, the best.
Wow. So definitely time is of the matter right now.
Yeah, but I know my father, he's used to work all his life. He's used to be energetic. So I know that dialysis will kill him emotionally. So the reason why I'm like spreading the word so hard right now, I actually started yesterday. It was not easy for him to start asking. I convinced him that it's a good time to do it, Dad, so we have to start it. And he said, how can I ask someone to give a part of him to save my life? It was very difficult for him to start asking, but we are on the way right now.
And part of this search, I understand, also included social media posts. You've been reaching out to people via social media, kind of letting them know his story and letting them know how they can potentially be a match. So how is it, or what kind of a match does he need?
They are very good at this stage of the technologies and everything, and the medicine is progressing really well. So they can even match different, I think, blood types, and also there are programs of swapping donors. So, for instance, if the donor wants to become the donor for my father, but it's not a compatible one, they can find another one, and the one who applied can be used for somebody else.
One Chicagoan is soaring to new heights while also serving the country. Oak Park native Second Lieutenant Gabrielle Cole is a Princeton University rower who has earned her Army aviation wings from Fort Rucker as a UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter pilot, and she did it all in a matter of 15 months. The adrenaline junkie talks to us about her journey and how she now plans on using her latest accomplishment.
I was not necessarily the kid who grew up thinking that they were going to become a pilot. I went to school originally thinking I was going to be an attorney, and then afterwards I shifted to engineering, and I thought to myself, I'm a little bit bored.
So much so, Cole decided to join the National Guard. After completing basic training, the rest is history.
And once I saw this helicopter, I thought, that's the one. It was kind of love at first sight.
It was a love that took her 15 months to complete and included learning the basics and fundamentals of aviation to familiarizing herself with the Black Hawk.
They kind of take you out of the, little like economy car that your parents gave you and they give you the Ferrari, right? You learn how to fly at night. You do what's called terrain flying, which is kind of fast and low flying. You learn how to maneuver around terrain. You learn how to perform recon operations.
Cole compared flying with a crew to her days as an athlete at Princeton, where her team won multiple Ivy League championships. Just like in rowing, flying a Black Hawk during a successful mission takes teamwork, coordination, focus, and intensity.
It's pretty agile, I mean, you can do some things in this aircraft that'll terrify you, So like I have a really fun time with it. And I know I've probably terrified some of my instructor pilots back in the day. We really can fly at any time, and that's something that's kind of really unique about Army aviation, is that we kind of pride ourselves on being able to go wherever, whenever. So we can fly at night. We have special equipment that we use for that to enhance our ability to kind of succeed in whatever mission we've been assigned.
And she admits there's nothing quite like the adrenaline rush when sitting in the pilot seat flying 50 to 100 feet above the ground.
You're close enough to see the leaves. It's definitely a very unique type of thrill. Let's say you go on a roller coaster, there's a certain sense of like being out of control, just because they strap you in and you're on a rail. This is a little bit unique because even though you are strapped in, you're at the controls. So there's not only this sense of adrenaline from the maneuverability of the aircraft and the functionality of the aircraft, but there's also, I think, some adrenaline in the sense of like the responsibility you feel. I think that type of feeling of gaining a sense of expertise and competency in an area, I think that there's a certain unique thrill to that, and I think it enhances the overall experience.
It's a rush Cole says she would have missed out on if she hadn't followed through with what sparked within her.
It's really important to follow that spark instead of following anything else that can be kind of tantalizing. I think a lot of times you follow like money or follow popularity or follow whatever TikTok is saying. And those are all like great things. I think that it's a meaningful life is kind of spent like finding that spark for you and having the will to just, go after that.
There are 6 women helicopter pilots in the Illinois Army National Guard. 5 fly the Black Hawk. The 6th flies the UH-72 Lakota. Now that Cole is back home, she says she looks forward to joining her unit as a Black Hawk pilot and learning more about the aircraft.
Oh my gosh, so many of the residents have been working with us setting up all of last week. They can't wait. They worked the registers and helped when we had a soft opening for all of our Misericordia employees. And they were really getting excited knowing that the day is coming. And they've been hearing about this bakery and cafe for about 3 years. So they're really chomping at the bit to get here and greet the customers and just get the business going. Employees here will be a mix of our full-time staff and then staff who are residents at Misericordia or day staff that are coming to Misericordia to work through our community day services. And those staff have come and they interviewed for positions here to get a real life experience of how it would be were they to go out and look for a job in the community. And then we will put them to work here in the front of the house doing our smoothie machines or gathering drinks and gathering pastries for people when the orders come in, working the registers, and then in the back in the bakery helping us do all manner of prep, from scooping cookies and packaging our goods to help making sandwiches. So it's a really great opportunity for them to build on their skills that they can go out and work in the community. We'll be open bright and early at 6 o'clock, so if you're commuting down Ravenswood or Ridge, please stop in and grab your coffee and morning breakfast. And if you're around in the afternoon, come have lunch with us and pick up some sweet treats for the afternoon for your family. And we're just really excited that it's finally here, the day is here, and we welcome everyone to come.